Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 1v1 on Semoskiy Winter. Our heroes today are going to be Chillty, who is another fellow Company Heroes 2 caster, although he hasn't casted much recently. It's been a couple weeks since his last video went up, but you can check him out at Chillty Cast. Just look that up in YouTube, and you should find his previous work. He is going to be facing today against Barton, very well-known player, playing for the Germans. And at the time of casting this, Barton is currently ranked 17 for the Germans. So, very, very high up there. So anyways, Semoskiy Winter, we see Barton getting himself his Tier 1 with his initial Pioneer. And then getting Grenadiers, one Grenadier squad already on the field, second one being produced, which should hit the field in a little while. As far as Chillty, the usual, getting conscripts, and second conscript squad hitting the field right now. And we shall see where they go, although they're changing direction now, so I'm not exactly sure where they're going to. Maybe, yeah, they're probably going to be capturing the south. We see Chillty's combat engineers capturing the fuel point on the southern side and jumping into that house, denying it to the pioneers. The pioneers, I'm not sure if they actually saw the combat engineers, but decided to jump out and go for the strategic point on the right-hand side. Grenadiers capturing the strategic point outside of Barton's base, while the conscripts also did the same and are currently heading into the center, capturing that strategic point. So combat engineers and pioneers duking it out in that strategic point. The pioneers are running, it looks like, through the house, but the combat engineers are well ahead of them, and that snow is going to slow down the pioneers, allowing those combat engineers to get in there just fine. Grenadiers do move through the snow a little bit slow there and get caught out in the open by the combat engineers, taking some shots, but they are simply just going to change direction and now head into the center of the map. Conscripts decide to move down south towards those combat engineers to bolster their firepower and help them out, but there's no enemies nearby for them to shoot at, so they're going to be just moving along and capturing. Down south, conscripts still capturing territory. Third conscript squad on the field, now heading into the center of the map through the bridge there. And for Barton, he got himself an MG42 as the third unit. So we shall see what follows up. Grenadiers moving through the side over here. Looked like it was going for a little bit of a flank, but they're just simply going to capture the territory while in heavy cover. Combat engineers laying down some mines for Chillty, very nice. And on the right-hand side, conscripts capturing that strategic point and chasing some pioneers that are currently running through the snow. Grenadiers fighting against the combat engineers. The combat engineers again backing off and just holding positions around the house, jumping into the house at a moment's notice, and it looks like the conscripts are actually going to go into the house, and there they go, getting themselves a little bit more of a line of sight and making sure the area is quite fine. Up north, we see the conscripts engaging against grenadiers in the fuel point to the north, but the grenadiers are well positioned and force away that conscript squad, deciding to not fight in an unfavorable position. Fourth unit for Barton is going to be a second MG42, while the fourth unit for Chillty is a conscript squad. He did already get himself Molotovs, so he should be able to toss some Molotovs, at a moment's notice, and we shall probably see a Molotov go down very soon. Two conscript squad in the center of the map engaging against a grenadier squad in that house. Molotov is going to be landing in that house. We can almost be certain of that. And there we go. The conscripts do get into the brushes to get some light cover. Down goes the Molotov. It actually, very nice there by Chillty. He actually tosses the Molotov to the front door of the house, expecting the Grenadiers to actually jump out, and actually allows them to get a little bit extra damage there because the Grenadiers had already jumped out of the house, and because that's heavy snow, they actually took a while to move out of the way. Down goes one of those Grenadiers to the fire from the both conscript squads, and the MG42 is set up at a nice position there, taking some shots at those conscripts, but not getting any pins. Conscripts currently occupying both buildings. One of the conscripts does jump out while the ones in the church are still there. This church allows them to shoot pretty much completely. There's only 5 windows, so one of the men in that squad is not able to shoot in this direction, but, 5 of them are. 5 against 2 here of the Pioneers. The Pioneers are going to lose that fight, but it's going to take ages for that fight to conclude. Left-hand side, MG42 continuing to push up, supporting that Grenadier squad, while 2 conscript squads are moving around the hedges, going for the northern or left-hand side victory point and munitions point. Right-hand side, we see MG42 for Barton set up in a weird angle. Oh, okay. It's set up to try to catch those combat engineers, but the combat engineers did move outside of the range of that MG42 and are probably going to go for that cutoff point and laying down a mine at the same time in front of Barton's, exit to his base. Keep in mind, though, that in the snowy version of this map, obviously you can run through the snow, through the ice, so not every unit is going to get caught, but still, very nice position to put a mine in there. Center of the map, we still hear those conscripts and the pioneers duking it out. The pioneers do decide to evacuate and get back home, get prepared. And as far as tech goes, we have Tier 2 going down for Barton. So we shall probably see half-tracker scout cars hitting the field. Molotov landing right on top of where the MG42 was. The MG42 did pack up and move out of the way. The Grens are near the fire, so they might actually take a little bit of splash damage to the fire there. But 2 Gren squads plus an MG42 against just 1 conscript squad. It's a little bit of a tough spot for this one. The Grens decide to jump back into the house. 2 conscript squads coming in for the flank. One's get right behind this other Grenadier squad, while the other one is running or oorahing right on top of the MG42. The MG42 backs up and is trying to move away. Very nice move here by Chillty. And then a decent flank here. 1-man Gren squad actually gets executed, and down goes 1 Grenadier squad for Barton. The MG42 in this a tough spot, decides to retreat, and both Grenadier squads end up retreating. Both squads end up retreating. 1 Grenadier squad is down. 1 man, can he make it out alive? He is getting shot at by the conscripts. The conscripts are moving though, so they have reduced accuracy. They do stop a little bit, but the Gren squad, or the Gren member, is very high in health for 1 man, so he will be able to make it out alive. Very nice flank there by Chillty on the left-hand side. Allowed him to gain that territory and will proceed to capture that fuel point, and has already captured the strategic point there. Half-track now on the field for Barton. We see Chillty already having 18-8s and getting himself the field infirmary as well. So these conscripts will be able to throw a nade. There it goes. It isn't going to be able to be followed up, but it allows these conscripts to get the damage in there and, a little bit of veterancy. They are now veterancy 1, so not bad. Conscripts getting mauled though by the MG on that half track, and following it up with the upgrade on the flamethrower actually already kicked in. That's doing a lot of damage to the conscripts, and a Gren squad right on top of everything just to add more damage onto that. That conscript squad needs to retreat. There it goes, down to 2 men on the retreat. Second 18A lands by the conscript squad, doing a lot more damage to that half track, bringing it down to about 20% health at the most, but it's very close to its base. Pioneers nearby, so it will be able to get repaired and head back into the field in full. So Chillty, investing heavily in his tier 0 conscripts, is now up to 5 conscript squads in total, with already Molotovs and 18-8s upgraded, plus the field infirmary to get those units back up to full strength before they head into the field. He does have tier 2 now on the field, but he hasn't produced anything from it, so he's probably going to be building either tier 3 or tier 4. We shall see what happens with that. And, well, Barton is building himself a pack gun, expecting some type of vehicle to hit the field. Conscript in the center capturing territory. Left-hand side on the fuel point, we have 2 conscript squads moving up. There's an MG42 in that house, but very nice spread there by Chillty, allowing both conscript squads to move up. Neither of them actually getting shot by the MG42. Molotov's going to be landing in the house, probably anticipating. And very nice, actually. This conscript squad moves up over here. We'll be able to take some shots at the retreating MG42. Pioneers also retreating, taking some shots by the conscripts. Will probably lose 1 more guy as they retreat. Yeah, there he goes. But 1 man still makes it out alive and should be fine. Conscripts in the center, oorahing into the house. We'll be able to get some cover. Are they oorahing into the house? Yeah, they are oorahing into the house. And we have the half-track pushing through the snow and going straight to the house. It's going to start burning those conscripts alive, and the conscripts will have to jump out of the house. And there they go, instantly jumping out. They notice, oh, crap, that's a flamethrower. And there they go on the retreat. Still at full strength. Might actually lose some man maybe to these Grenadiers, but the Grenadiers are on the move, so they won't take any shots. So that is conserved manpower for Chillty. Very nice. Conscripts over here on the sub. Sorry about that, guys. Computer glitched out there for a little bit. Let me see if I can correct the overlay a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Good enough. A little bit off in a couple seconds, but should be fine. Anyways, conscripts capturing that point. We see the flamethrower half-track pushing up, burning some of those conscripts alive. And, yeah, doing some decent amount of damage there. The half-track is having a little bit of a difficult time just turning around. And it looks like, oh, the pioneers over here for Barton do have a minesweeper, so he notices that there is that mine right there. And the flamethrower half-track actually opens up on it a little bit to try to clear it out, but it looks like the Pioneers were trying to go and clear it out themselves, but there is a conscript squad there jumping into the house, denying the Pioneers the ability to clear out that mine. Chillty actually went for tier 3 and is getting himself a T70. Very nice. T70 is going to be hitting the field at around 11 minutes. Not the fastest one we've ever seen, but pretty fast. And Barton really only has pack gun and 2 Grand Squads to Faust with to counter that T70. So it's going to be quite tough for Barton to deal with that. And the half-track could potentially get taken out. The pack gun is currently set up in the snow, so it's covering the center. So T70 has the flanks at its disposal. So Pioneer squad over here on the right hand side, and it looks like it's going to capture that victory point.
The enemy still has 300 points.
Pioneers in the center with the Minesweeper just moving around, and the T70 is now on the field. We'll put a quick hotkey on that one just to keep track of it. And up north we see Conscript Squad retreating in the face of that flamethrower half-track, down to 1 man on that. Conscript Squad barely makes it out alive, and we have combat engineers with flamethrower, and there comes the T70. The T70 is going straight for that half-track. The half-track took an 18-8 to the face and is getting very damaged. The Pioneers are getting wrecked by the T70. Can the T70 finish it off? It is focusing on the MG42, so the Pioneers will be able to make it out alive. The MG42 down to 1 man will probably get cleared out. It is getting reinforced. We see the pack gun turning around facing that T70. The T70 manages to dodge that last shot, and the half-track makes it out alive. So at the very least the T70 did clear out that MG42, which could get picked up by Chillty, but it is going to have to get repaired. There are combat engineers over here on the north, so it could get repaired on the field. We have conscripts over here on the north. It looks like they might have gone to... Wait, no, they're Uraying. Oh, interesting. Very nice. So they're actually going to come up behind the half-track. The half-track is retreating to try to get back to base, but it's going to run straight into those conscripts, forcing it to actually back away. And there's now another conscript squad coming down the road. That's a guard's rifle, actually. Chillty got himself the guard rifle, combined arms tactics, and can he actually get the kill on the half-track? Conscripts getting mauled by all the infantry and the flamethrowers, down to 2 men on the retreat. So the guard rifles are not going to be able to get the kill on that half-track. Barton himself also got himself the Spearhead Doctrine, and that is going to give him the Panzer Tactician ability, which helped him out there with the half-track. We saw him side used up here, I just didn't mention it, but very nice. Another T70 hitting the field for Chillty, so he's trying to overwhelm Barton with T70s, which is a very decent option. Guards Rifle pushing through the center, going straight onto the half-track, and there they go. They actually open up with the PTRS rifle, and down goes the half-track for Barton. Not a lot he could do about it. There were pack guns, and that's it. Second half-track on the field for Barton, however, so he's still going to have that capability. This one needs to get upgraded with flamethrower, though, if he wants to have that same impact. Not sure if it's actually going to spend on that. AT gun getting cleared out by the nades, T70s, and everything in between. Second T70 pushing into the center of the ice, taking some shots at those Pioneers. The pack gun getting cleared out by the T70s. Actually takes a shot at the T70 before getting cleared out. And we have the Grenadiers pushing forward, trying to get in range for a Faust. They are going to be able to get in range for the Faust because of the ice, but the T70 manages to get away and will be just fine. The other T70 is now on the field, going straight at the enemy, and that half-track is pretty much the only thing keeping Barton in the game right now. Pack gun for Barton got decrewed, so both pack guns are currently decrewed. Chillty should either recrew them or shoot at them and, you know, just destroy them to deny them for Barton. Pioneers over here getting a flank on a stolen MG42. The MG42 packs up and decides to retreat and doesn't actually want to lose it and give it back to Barton, so very nice there. It is the MG42 that was over here. And on the right hand side we have conscripts just capturing territory and doing a pretty good job at it. Grenadiers in the center, pushing onto the ice. We have the half-track pushing with them, so it looks like they're actually going in force to recover those pack guns and reinforce on the field with the half-track there. A little bit of a risky maneuver because the Grenadiers do get brought down to 1 man when they capture a pack gun, and they run the risk of getting sniped. Guards Rifle taking some shots at those pack guns. Conscripts pushing forward. PPSA just getting upgraded for Chillty right at the nick of time. And they're right on top of all the infantry. They're going to do a lot of damage. AT gun landing on that half track. AT gun getting, 18-8 getting landed on the half track. AT gun getting cleared out by the conscripts. And here come both T-70s in force, straight at the half track. One of the T-70s goes down to another AT gun or pack gun that got produced by Barton. And the second one decides to just move away. Molotov landing right on top of the half track, trying to burn alive any infantry next to it. The hit the dirt being used by these conscripts actually allows them to stay in the fight even in the face of that MG42. They are taking some damage though, so you know they won't be invincible, and they end up having to retreat at this point on the field. Very nice attack there by Chillty. He did lose one of his T-70s, but he did do a lot of damage. Almost took out another half track, but that half track is still on the field. Will be able to get repaired, and the pack gun is now on the field for Barton. Second pack gun still there, wanting to get recruit, but the T-70 decides to back away, not wanting to risk getting shot by both AT guns at the same time.
Engineers ready.
Combat engineers for Chillty moving over to the right-hand side, laying down some mines. MG42 getting produced again for Barton, so he still wants to have two of them. Chillty has himself an MG42 and is now producing a T-34, so a little bit more of a punch on that main gun for the T-34. T-34 could take down the half track quite easily, while the T-70, you know, deals with the pack guns, so you know, not bad. And T-34 is now on the field. So at this point, Chillty actually has quite a huge advantage. Look at that. I mean, he has 5 conscript squads and 2 guards rifle against a grand squad and 2 MG42s. Third MG42 getting produced for Barton, so he's trying to basically shut down all the how shall we call it, the massive infantry pushes that Chillty is capable of doing right now because of all the infantry he has on the field. It looks like he wants to shut that down. What is that noise? What, shows the fact that this was running through the snow? It's cracking the snow? Huh, interesting. Oh. Stolen MG42 getting set up on that truck in heavy cover, opening up on the German infantry. MG42s for the Germans do manage to get a suppression on those Guards rifles. Down goes one of those Guards rifles, even though they do open up on the half track. And conscripts just coming in for the flank, Uraing right on top of everything and using hit the dirt, it looks like. And here comes another Guards rifle right on top of the half track. We have the pack gun over here on the left hand side taking some shots at another conscript squad, while 2 more conscript squads are down south, so actually conscripts and combat engineers, getting right on top of all the infantry. Even with the MG42s that Barton has, it's not enough to stop this onslaught of infantry. Down goes one of the MG42s. The Grenadier squad actually gets pinned down by the stolen MG42, while the conscripts just run right on top of them. 2 MG42s over here on the road trying to hold the line as much as they can, but they're getting battered by all the infantry. And here comes the T-34. T-34 is going to take a shot by the pack gun straight on the frontal armor, doing some damage. T-34 decides to move to the right-hand side, getting out of the range of both pack guns, actually, and taking some shots at the infantry as it can. The T-70 is currently over here on the left-hand side, not being used in this battle. And conscripts rush up forward with Ura, hit the dirt right in front of the MG42s, and are currently working on those pack guns. Try to clear them off. Pack guns taking some more nasty shots on that T-34, bring it down to about 20% health. And the T-34, it looks like it's simply just going to go into the base because, well, it can. Pack gun gets cleared out on the left-hand side. More Guards rifle pushing forward. Conscript still holding face right in front of that MG42. The half-track is still on the field, allowing Barton to basically stay in the fight, reinforcing those MG42s on the fly. But we now have Guard rifles pushing forward. They're probably going to go for a nade on that pack gun. There goes the nade, landing in front of the gun itself, so not doing a lot of damage, getting shielded by the gun. And we have conscripts just hitting the dirt right in front of everything. The MG42 does get pushed up to try to shoot, but it's currently pinned down. And remember that he pinned down MG42. Even though it shoots, it's not really technically doing anything. And the T-34 decides to back off to defend the cutoff for Barton, which, well, Barton doesn't really have anything on the field right now. Victory point-wise, Chillty has pretty much dominated the game, and we now see that Barton himself is down to 10 points, currently triple capped. So that is going to be it. 482 points still left for Chillty. So very nice game for Chillty, I gotta say. T-70 being used on the flank, the pack gun getting cleared out, down to 4 points. One more tick brings him down to 2, and the last one should finish him off right now. There it goes. So very nice game there for Chillty, especially against Barton. I mean, Barton is very good player and very high up there. Chillty, I believe, is currently around the 500s. Let me double check here. Blah 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 blah. Sorry, I didn't actually have this open before, so it takes me a while. Yeah, around the 300 range, not 500. 300 range for the Soviets in 1v1s. So yeah, I mean, compared to Barton being in the 10s and 17s, I mean that is quite impressive for Chillty, so I gotta say. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go